they are your Good Neighbor station, brought to you by the First National Bank and the Lincoln County Health System. Good morning.
Good morning, Lily, and good morning, everyone, and welcome into Fayetteville Public Utilities. We're coming to you live on the Breakfast Club from Fayetteville Public Utilities this morning, and each month we have our CEO, General Manager Britt Dye with us. Britt, it's 2020, it's a new year, and we're looking forward to all the things in store for the year ahead.
Absolutely. You know, we just look forward to doing better than what we did last year and having a good, safe year, and that's what we hope to get for 2020.
Got a lot going on, and you are trying to keep everything straight, and that's a good thing. We got so many things to talk about. One thing we'll start out with our Channel 5. We're proud to have the Nashville Channel 5. Some customers are saying we're having some glitching. We're monitoring that. We are having a few little issues here and there, but we're working on that
We're
problem.
Working on it every day. We're staying in contact with Irish Networks, who we get our fiber provider from on that side of the broadband. We also understand that Channel 5 itself in Nashville has made some changes at the station, and you know, it's not that we got anything that can fix it. You know, we're just trying to make sure what they got, that how we can adapt to make it work. But you know, as far as FPU having a problem, it's our problem because our customers are what, you know, are seeing the problem. But we're doing everything we can, but we're trying to stay in contact, but like I said, with Irish and Channel 5 to make sure we make all the changes that's necessary to make it right.
Yep, it's good to, we still have Channel 5, and we're going to do our best to keep that thing up and running. It's looking good in my offices. I get to monitor it and keep an eye on it, and we're working on that and keeping channels on and keeping the telecom side on. That's a pretty full-time job, working with the channels and keeping them all working today.
It is, and you know, every year you turn around, you got new agreements that come out, and you know, and cost goes up, and then you try to negotiate, you know, because we do a lot of channels that we have as far as programming through NCTC, and you know, which they got a lot of cooperatives out there, you know, nationwide that they make good deals. Sometimes the deals work out good, sometimes the deals don't work out as well as you expect, but you know, it is what it is when it comes to agreements with these big boys, and you know, we're a little one, so we try to do the best we can to get a competitive price.
Those big boys all about the bottom dollar, ain't it?
It is.
About money. Well, on the telecom side, there's so much going on. We're building, that's a good thing. We're working on grants, that's another good thing.
Yeah, we've made it to one of the finalists. Doesn't mean that we're going to get the grant, but we did make it further than we have. And you know, as far as expanding, we're up to right at the Petersburg substation of getting it online with the fiber to be able to operate everything via SCADA from up there, and you know, hopefully that we can branch off of the new fiber build that we got up going up the highway, and which is going to be a little while, but you know, we're further than we ever have been.
That's true, and that's more customers for us and good for the customer because they'll have some really good internet up there too.
Absolutely.
Speaking of that, we're proud, Lincoln County's proud to have TCAT, Tennessee College of Applied Technology, coming to NGA.
Yes, and you know, we got service in the NGA school to help with that. We're supporting the project 110%, and you know, we inform them if there's anything that we can do to get this program up and running to help our younger generation, you know, to come through and get that training to get them ready for the workforce. We're going to do everything we can.
And on our behalf, we might get some employees from there as we go.
We hope so, because we got, well, we just hired one the other day from TCAT out of Shelbyville. So, you know, it's on a co-op program right now, and we got one that's attending Motlow out here as well for additional training. So, yeah, we're trying to get that, because, you know, everybody's not made to go to college, and you got some that are very, very smart technically, and a lot of our work, that's what it involves.
Absolutely. Well, we're proud to have TCAT coming to Lincoln County, and again, we do hope we can get some employees as time goes. We have people getting ready to retire, quite a few here and there, and so employment opportunities is always around the corner, seems like here.
It is, and you know, the younger generation that works here, especially on the electric side, that's where we're you know, most of the retirement will come from, because we got about 5 or 6 to, might be even close to 8 that can retire within the next 5 years. And you know, been here a long time, and you got to be ready to replace those folks, because knowledge, you know, if you've been doing something for 35 to 40 years, and you can replace a person, but you can't replace that knowledge of 30 years of experience or 40 years of experience and those kinds of things. And but we have to get people trained to be able to do the job.
You know, when you talk about the experience, you can teach a lot of things, but you might not be able to teach them where Delrose is or some of the places that's hard to find. The guys don't take me far without me getting lost, and I've lived here all my life. So knowing the system is one of the keys.
Yeah, and that's in every department. You know, it's like on electric. If you work on something, you got to know where the feeds are. Gas is the same way. You know, your high pressure mains, you got to know where the feeds regulators are. Same as at the water and the wastewater, and telecom as well. Actually, all departments somewhat work the same. It's just that the service you deliver is different.
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing. There's so much to know, and one thing that you work with is mapping, and that's the key there, because that's going to tell the future of where the valves are and where the switches are and all those things.
That's great. We work on it every day, and you know, our folks are doing a great job with that at updating. And there's some departments that needs a lot more work than some. And on the electric side, you know, the mapping's been pretty well up to date. On the water and wastewater, we got to get it where it needs to be, and we're about there, because, like I said, we're working on it every day. Every time we do anything new, it's GPSed and put on the mapping. But you know, we're moving forward with it, and you know, our outage management is playing a big role in that as well. Whatever the customers are and what service they got, we'll be able to react quicker than what we do now.
I think it was on January the 11th. That's a Saturday. A pretty good storm came through, and one thing, we lost the substation, but one thing that you guys can do, you can go and find out about how far the problem is. I don't know how that works, but you go to the substation, you can see about how far out the problem is, so you can narrow down where the issue is.
Well, what we have today is, you know, you got relays, and they've changed so much electronically, and you can look it up from the SCADA if we have fiber at the substation, and you can actually see what the fault current is. And then once you read what the fault current, and then you can calculate, see how many miles it is from the substation of where the fault actually occurred. So that will put us within close, sometimes right on top of the spot of where the problem is.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I think one thing too about that situation is it was a pretty good heavy wind day, but the system held up very well, even though we did lose one pole, I think. In that
I think we ended up actually losing two. The
Okay.
Flintville substation we lost was due to a pole being blown over on the 46 line that goes up the Flintville Road, and then we lost a 13 kV pole that was also blown over. But you know that the way that the winds has been very high lately, and the system overall maintenance with every department, as we try to improve on that every day, and the board's been very aggressive in a tree trimming program and those kinds of things, and it's come a long ways, and that's what you want to see your system do, is react to things like that, because then if it doesn't, then you find out where your other problems are and you need to get them addressed.
Well, the tree trimming program in general is something that is getting better and better and going to change. We're going to get some new equipment coming in, and still bringing more employees in, as we don't have any contractors doing that anymore.
That is correct. We're using our own folks to get that done. You know, and they're very eager to get it done, and we got some good people doing that, but we still got to be aggressive. You know, a lot of folks don't like us cutting trees or limbs or those kinds of things, but when it comes to power outage, and you know, we've been lucky about an ice storm or a tornado and those kinds of things, but you know, when it happens, and you hear me say, if it's good, it's good, but if it's bad, it's bad. Yeah. So we try to keep that from happening.
Winter's not over yet, so we don't want ice, but ice is really a big problem when that happens.
It is one of our best tree trimming programs that we had, actually, and you hate to say it, but it was during one of the biggest ice storms that we had, because it took care of a lot of trees, you know, especially in the right ways, danger trees, those kinds of things, and then people didn't hesitate about you coming in and cutting trees, and you know, to try to get the power on, because when you're out 7 or 8 days, it brings on a whole different perspective of how we look at things.
Absolutely. That's sort of scary when you think about being out of power that long, but there were people in Lincoln County out that long, and some longer, I guess.
Yeah, I was out 8 days.
8 days.
You know, so I was one of the last ones to come on, because I don't want to be the first, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's a public relations problem there.
That is.
All right. Well, let's talk about water and sewer. We do have contractors in that field, because there's just so much rehabilitation that's got to be done to to that service there.
That is correct. We are working on the east side of town on the wastewater as far as doing some more rehab. You'll see work going on 64 Highway West where we are replacing the old lift station out there, and then we'll be doing work in the Country Club Estates at another lift station where we'll be upgrading and replacing most of that one as well.
And we have an aging infrastructure there. That's the main reason. Is that correct?
No, that is correct. You know, plus sometimes you have to get ready to replace the pumps because you're talking about 15, 20 years, and then you know, you got to do something there. And that's what we're finding out as far as life expectancy of something like that is close to 20 years. You know, things built many years ago is not built the same, you know, today as it was then. It's just like transformers and everything else that we deal with all the time.
Yep. One thing about our services here, we do have people here 24 hours a day, but the electric, the water, the telecom, and the sewer, and gas, all flow 24 hours a day.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we will respond.
Yep, and we have to keep it going that way. So we have to have people ready to take care of our customer and keep that going because people are so dependent upon all of our services.
That is correct.
I mean, from you got to have the water, we've got to have the sewer, you got to have the electricity, and you got to have the gas. And one thing today is, Britt, we know everybody's got to have the internet now.
That is, you know, more than anything else, I think.
All the rest of it, we can get rid of. I think we can live on the internet.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's see here. We got the, as I mentioned, cold temperatures are not completely gone. It was pretty cold this morning, but it's sort of up and down. But we have a really cool tool, and that is the Smart Hub. That's pretty good for people.
Smart Hub for people to see their bills and those kinds of things, see what they're actually using and seeing what the cost is going to be before you actually get the bill and try to be prepared for that. But Smart Hub is very, very important. You know, if you don't use it, you need to use it and look at it and see what it is out there that can give you more knowledge about your utilities. So we're really pushing it, and it's going to become more and more favorable because everything, you know, is going to these smartphones, and we really push it to use those. You know, we don't encourage it for our employees to use it while at work, you know, because that's not a good thing.
No.
But you know, if you're out and around, that is a very important tool.
Absolutely, and all you have to do is go to the App Store, whatever App Store you're on with the Android phone. You can get the Smart Hub app, and you can just sign in with your account number, and it's a pretty cool thing to see how much power you used yesterday, and sort of get an idea where your bill is going to be. And one thing I know we're excited about in the future. We'll have people where you can pay ahead of time. I don't know what that's called.
That's prepay.
Prepay, okay. And we're looking forward to that hopefully in 2020. You think that'll happen?
Yes, I would like to think so. And you know, we got a meeting about it tomorrow. Plus, we're looking at maybe getting some kiosks where folks can pay at a kiosk as well. So
make it quicker.
Trying to speed up the time, make it quicker and more customer friendly. And you know, you can pay several different ways. And you know, that's the direction that we're moving. It's getting to be where it's all electronic, and you know, so it saves time, and customers don't get aggravated by waiting on folks, and we're just trying to create a bigger window for them to operate.
One thing that we want people to do, we have a new website. We're proud of that, and we want to try to get people to do the public awareness survey for gas. It's very important for Randall.
It is, and you know, it's a very important as far as what's the regulators do, and you know, we need that. And you know, if our customers will get on our website and fill out that survey and turn it in, we would appreciate it very, very much.
Absolutely. It's at the top of the web page. All you gotta do is click on it, and then it's real short too. I think it's like 4 or 5 questions, and what that does for us is it lets us know that we're getting the word out. We want to make sure we get the word out safe about the safety aspect of natural gas, and that's something that we're regulated on, as Britt said, and so we're going to hope to ask everybody to go to our website, check out the new website. You can also watch any of these programs that we do here on Channel 6. All of them are on there. All you gotta do is click on the Channel 6 logo and a little microphone down there, and you can watch any of the programs that we do here, including this one. So we appreciate the radio stations for getting us on the air. And one thing else, I wore red today because I'm thinking ahead, because February the 7th is Go Red Day, and that's something that we always do here.
That is correct, and you know, all the employees are encouraged to wear red that day to support that. And like I said, it's February the 7th, and we all look forward to getting that and showing how we support it.
Sport, I think it's Heart for Women, right? That's right. Okay, so February 7th, we encourage everyone to wear their red, along with all the folks here in the inside office here at FPU who will be wearing red as well. Britt, anything else before we go?
Well, we went through our zero contacts, this past week, and promoting that as well, and committed, got a resolution approved by the board back in March, and it's like they say, the number of accidents have gone down, but the seriousness of accidents has gone up. So, we don't really like that, but we have all committed to zero contacts, and that means every department is part of that resolution. So we're looking forward to making that work, and it's not about the tools that you have to do your work, or it's not about the rules that you put in place. It's all about the culture. Because culture changes, and if we get in them comfort zones, then you have problems to start worried about. So got to get out of our comfort zones.
Absolutely, and we also ask all the public to, when they see any of our crews on the side of the road, to move over.
Please do move over. There's been more accidents like that and fatalities with folks not moving over than just about anything else of the work that we're involved in.
Yeah, our guys are concentrating on their work. Their work is very dangerous in all aspects, no matter if it's telecom to gas to water, sewer. Everybody's focused on trying to do their job. But one of the things is they're within feet away from traffic going by.
Oh, absolutely, and it's very, very important what job they're performing, and they need to concentrate on what they're doing, and I have to look around for traffic, which we always try to have people that's flagging traffic and those kinds of things, but there's some that don't even pay attention to our flaggers, so that's not good business.
That's true. And one of the things we really just want you to do is you go by is go slow. Sometimes I see them go by so fast because everybody's in a hurry to get to where they need to go, but just take a little extra time if you see our guys on the side of the road, because one of the things Britt says every day, you want people to go home just like they came in that morning.
Very, very important.
Very important. All right, Britt, anything else?
That's all I have. I know that we got some more cold days that's going to be coming. It's toward the middle of February, the end of February, 1st of March. Could go in the middle of March, but the cold weather is not over.
No.
So.
The cold weather was here on Martin Luther King Day because it was cold that day for sure. And, we have a lot of cold days in April as well. So, so even though we'd like to see spring come on, I don't think it's close yet, do you?
Well, we need some cold days.
Yes, we do. That's right.
We really do.
That's right. All right, Britt, thank you very much for coming in, talking to us, and we appreciate what you do. We appreciate our employees, and we appreciate our customers. We appreciate you watching here on Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6, and also on both radio stations, WEKR and WYTM. Thank you, Lily, for getting us on the air this morning, and we will see you back in here next month for another edition of The Breakfast Club from Fayetteville Public Utilities.